This is outrageous! Will we stand for it? Nay! Nay, we shall not, I say! Nay! Come on! The package are ridiculous. This is... You will see. What's going on? Minicap project. If you have received one of the minicap packages, do let us know. Do try to get something filmed, picture, took something, and sent to us and get them sent on. Because that's the whole goal, is for them to bounce around the country and the world. So don't hold them on too long. No, not taking commissions. Still not taking commissions. I think that's about it. Let's answer some questions. Leonard Rozdowski. How do you make a hammer shot slam fire? Well, technically they are. The trick is you have to get one of the extended hammers so you can properly fan it. But you can just pull it and just fan it like you would a regular revolver. Dark Lord of Sword. I like it. If you could do a build of any firearm from fiction you haven't already done, what would it be and what blasters would you use as the base? A pulse rifle from the Aliens series. Definitely. And I think at this point I would actually use the Rapid Strike. The first ones that I saw were done with the Stampede because the Rapid Strike hadn't come out yet. But I think the Rapid Strike is a better base because it has potentially a much higher rate of fire. And the pulse rifle should have a very high rate of fire. Though the Stampede does have that wonderful spacey recoil sound. Maybe I'd do both. Do one as the rifle and Rapid Strike as a carbine, maybe. I think I've seen that done. Jontimus Prime. I'm starting to make videos on my channel and its Transformers. Is there any advice for a new YouTuber, like what to do and not to do? Yeah, there's copious amounts of videos on YouTube about how to start a channel. The key things, have a good intro, have a good outro. That was something that took me far too long to actually put together. And some of mine are still kind of... I need to redo a bunch of them in my new space. And I keep saying that and still haven't done it. Have a regular upload schedule. It doesn't need to be very often. I mean, obviously you don't have to do it nearly as often as I do. I upload, 3 times a week, minimum usually, sometimes more. And most channels are once a week and makes for a much more relaxed schedule. I just have so much stuff I want to do videos on. And that is very helpful. The Nerf hobby has so much content, potential content, and then I've made stuff my own, all these Q&As and my story time and featured fan builds. But that is the key, is to have regular content. Come up with topics and ideas that will continue to produce ideas. Things like K26. Just when I think I'm about to run out of blasters, this year's wave of blasters comes out and I have more blasters than I can get to in a year. Stuff like that. I know they come out with new Transformers and all of that, so looking at old Transformers, kind of the forgotten Nerf kind of concept, where you look at old Transformers, and I would love to see one where people compared a really old one to a modern one, and how do they compare, how do they contrast, which one do you think is better, which one's easier to transform, which one looks better, that kind of stuff. I think those kinds of videos could be very interesting. People like comparisons and reviews and reactions and openings and that sort of stuff, so there's no shortage of content. It's just, do you have access to it? Things like first reviews. That's the big thing in the Nerf community. If you can be the first person to review a blaster, then your video is going to get lots and lots of views and everyone else might as well not bother. I don't know if that's true in the Transformers world. I can imagine how to actually transform stuff can be difficult. There have been ones where I, for the life of me, couldn't figure out how to transform something, and I would have loved to have had a video. So, but good intro, good outro. Good lighting. You'd be amazed how important lighting is in a video. Having a good camera. Most phones nowadays have a camera that's perfectly good for YouTube. My channel, I used my phone for years. It's actually fairly recently that I switched to a proper camera, and I still haven't gotten the light saturation, or the color saturation down. This isn't supposed to be as red looking as it is, and I haven't figured out how to tinker with that yet. But that is an important thing, having a good camera, having good sound, learning how to talk to the camera and stay interested in all of that. I recommend engaging with your audience. That has been, I mean, obviously a huge part of my channel. That's why I get sent so much stuff, is because I engage and I appreciate it, and people just like apparently sending me stuff to see my reaction, which is fun. Yeah, but the big one for me, honestly, is having a regular upload schedule, because that way your subscribers can make it part of their routine. They know every Friday, while during dinner, I'm going to watch these channels because they upload on Friday. Or, you know, like, some people still haven't figured out my schedule, and I do actually have a schedule. It's, you know, every other week I do Fanmail, every 4 weeks I do K26, and most of them are on some kind of a schedule. Mondays is kind of my grab bag day, where who knows what's going to come out on a Monday anymore. But regular upload schedule is very, very important, and good framing, good lighting, all of that is also very important. It's just a matter of tinkering, learning to edit. There's lots of free editing software out there. But yeah, good luck. Let me know what the channel is. Voidwalker, do you like spicy food? If you mean spicy as in burns on the way in and burns on the way out, no. Peppers and I do not get along. I tried to put getting bell peppers into my diet at one point because I enjoyed them. I like the flavor, I like the texture, but they did not agree with my digestive system. And I don't like food that hurts. I do like obviously with the last name of Laurino, I like Italian style spices, and I like a spicy meatball and a spicy sauce and stuff like that, but not burn your throat type stuff, no. WPG Boy 81. Do you card games like Magic the Gathering? I assume you mean, do you play card games like Magic the Gathering? I have played Magic a couple of times. I might have a deck that I was given somewhere in storage. But the only kind of like collectible card game, I enjoy things like Munchkin. I'm a huge fan of Munchkin. But none of the build a deck type ones. The closest I ever got into that were the Pirate Constructible card game that Wizards of the Coast came out with. WizKids, I think it was. Where you built little model pirate ships from cards and sailed them around and had battles and tried to gather treasure and all of that. I was hugely into that. Spent a ridiculous amount of money on it. Played in a couple of tournaments, did very, very well. Built some absolutely duplicitous fleets because I wanted to win the prizes, and I have the little statues, little busts of various pirates that I won in tournaments somewhere, also in storage. Agent Zero. No, Zero Agent. Oh, Captain, my Captain, what mythical beast would you ride into battle against the dreaded train? Oh, probably a dragon of some sort. Like an old Tolkien worm rather than a flying dragon. One of the big ones. Like Glaurung or something. Austin Black. What 2 superpowers would you have if you could have them? Immortality and unlimited telekinesis. Because with those 2, you can do pretty much anything. Really, you can do pretty much anything if you have sufficient telekinesis, because you can just rearrange the universe to be how you want it and give yourself all of the superpowers. But at that point, I think it would start to get boring, because you could literally do anything, and that would take the mystery out of life. But I think, yeah, infinitely prolonged immortality, the proper, just can't die if you wanted to, and at least enough telekinesis to lift myself, because then that also includes flight, which is cheeky. Phoenix Fire. What's your recommendation for dealing with bridge trolls? Fire. Luke Thomas. I need some wisdom. I have recently realized that I want to start dating someone. The problem with that is that until 2 weeks ago, I had not only never been interested in dating, but was so against it that I would say that I would never even consider dating someone. Can you give me some words of wisdom to help me have the courage to have this conversation? Well, the thing to remember, the thing to always remember, to always keep in mind about yourself and about everyone around you, is that people change. There was, in fact, a time in my life when I would have said that I had no interest in dating. Just wasn't something I was interested in, and there were reasons for it at the time. Then had sort of a life-altering event and realized, no, I do want to give dating a try. And there was somebody that I wanted to date, and so I did give it a try. And I then did continue to partake in dating. That first relationship didn't remain. I mean, she and I are still very, very good friends. One of my best friends, in fact. But I continued to try dating for a couple of years, and then ultimately went back to realizing that I'm not good at this, and haven't dated in quite a few years now. And I don't see that changing anytime soon, because I live in, Vader, Washington. I'm 37, and my hobbies include Nerf and Lego. So, but I've made peace with that. But if you've decided that that is something you want to try, then you absolutely should do it. Don't let the fact that you didn't want to in the past prevent you from doing it now. Try it. You may discover, like I did, that, oh, yeah, no, I was right before. I don't want to be doing this. But you also may discover that, no, this is something you really want to do, and you want to pursue that. Never be afraid to change. Never be afraid to grow as a person and to try things that you haven't before or thought you never would before. You won't know for sure until you try. And there are some things that you just aren't interested in trying at all. But if you have changed your opinion, by all means, give it a try. You just have to admit that, oh, well, and the thing is, you don't have to admit that you were wrong. Because you might have had very good reasons, like I did. I had very good reasons for not dating until I finally decided that I was ready to. And so it's not such a matter that you were wrong, it's a matter that you've changed, that things are different now. And that's important to remember, that it's not so much in admitting that I was a fool and that I was wrong and, I was stupid or whatever. No, just acknowledging that I have changed and I want to try this now. Never be afraid of that. So that's my advice. Go for it. Bob Lands. Besides Carcassonne, do you have any other board games that you are very into or enjoy occasionally? Yeah, none nearly as big as Carcassonne. I do enjoy things like Risk, and as I said previously, I've played Settlers of Catan, but I haven't played in a long time. I have a couple of other board games that I don't play terribly often. There's a few that I really enjoy because they're not competitive, they're co-op. It's all of the players working together against the environment, as it were. Games like Pandemic, and I've got a couple of other ones that are co-op games where you are playing with other players and you're playing against the clock or against the random deck or what have you. I really enjoy those kinds of games. Second, it's not really a question. Would love to see your finished handmade Carcassonne pieces in a future episode. I might show them off someday. It doesn't really fit with this channel so much. Maybe in a random Meet the Geek in the future I can show off my absolutely absurd Carcassonne collection. It's ridiculous. I just made 120 new tiles, added an entire new feature, another edge even. So yeah, we're going to be playing that this weekend, tomorrow in fact. And it could be interesting to see how much more complicated the game becomes. Not even. Anthony Kuhn. Can you do a jolt guide and put that helicopter spring in it? No, and I'll show you why. I'm gonna see. I might be able to find the helicopter spring, and I will show you why that is not an option. No, I have no idea where it's gone off to. But no, you could in fact fit a jolt inside the spring. The inner diameter was like that big around. It's ridiculous. Nathan Spencer. Are you a follower of the Ruinous Powers? No. No, I am. No. Nay, I say. Gustav. That spinny hat takes me back to my school days. That's weird. Question. Did your brother's husband achieve his goal at his place of work with that strife you built him? Oh, did he ever. He is a vicious man. Because, you see, all of the guys in the office who had instigated this whole thing were just using Mavericks, and they'd have these Mavericks for a long time, and they had no reason to escalate, because it was just a friendly office war. But they shot Brian. who was unarmed. An unarmed, innocent bystander. And so this, of course, meant war. And so he contacted me and asked me what I could make for him. And so I built him a thing. And this is where it gets duplicitous. Because the guys at the office weren't familiar with me. They didn't know who I was. Didn't know that I was Brian's brother-in-law. So he introduced them to my channel, starting with the video where I built the blaster for him. And they got to see what I had built, which was a select fire strife. Just tricked out. It was a thing of opulent beauty. And yeah, they were all, you know, googly eyes over it, and that's amazing. I'd love to do stuff like that. And yeah, and that was all well and good. And then the next time the office war broke out, he walked out of his office with that blaster. And the full realization of what had just gone down, how hard they had just been played, struck home, apparently, and I don't know that they recovered. I like my brother's husband. James, age 45. Do you have a bearskin Queen's Guard helmet? And stupid question, do you want one? I do not, and I would love one. That would be fantastic. And I could just spend an entire Q&A just standing here saying nothing, while someone in the distance reads the questions. Also, have you ever played the Discworld board game Thud? I didn't know that was a thing. Actually, I think I did know that was a thing. I've read Thud, but I've never played the game, no. Nefhump 47. I'm thinking about getting a penny whistle / tin whistle. What are some songs or books or programs you would recommend for beginners? I got nothing. I check YouTube. I got my first penny whistle while I was in Ireland. In fact, this one. And by the time I left Ireland a week later, I had taught myself how to play. But I played French horn in middle school and high school, and so I knew how to read music, and I always had a decent ear, so... and it's a fairly simple instrument. I mean, it's 6 holes, 3 from each hand, and you just blow into it. And, yeah, just you pick a song you want to learn, and listen to it, and play until you find the right note, and move on. Like I said, I'm entirely self-taught, so I have no idea how to read penny whistle music. I have no idea what fingerings go with which note, so I'm of no use to you whatsoever. The internet is the place to go. Nephilim 47 again. A second question, if you saw the first. Why is the crew insignia an hourglass? It is in fact taken from Emmanuel Wayne's Jolly Roger, which was the skull with the bones behind it instead of crossed below it, and they had an hourglass below it, and we adopted that as our flag because he was a French privateer, and we decided to go with that. And then it was just simpler to just take the hourglass, because it's much easier to paint on shields and to sew onto tabards and to make badges and all of that. And the symbolism is that your time is running out, and so when you see this wall of hourglasses marching towards you across the field, you know you're about to die. Jesse Nunez. Trying to get back into Nerf, preferably I like rival blasters. What blasters have come out that I should know about? Well, it depends on how long you've been gone. I mean, I don't know if the Nemesis and the Prometheus and the Perseus were out when you were around, but those are definitely the the high capacity, high rate of fire ones. If you like pistols, the I can't remember the name of it. Holds 15 rounds, just came out. It's neat. I'm sure 1,000 people will put it in the comments. Just search Amazon. Nerf Rival. That's what's currently available. Barasta. What is your favorite non-English film? Le Fille de d'Artagnan. It's a Three Musketeers movie, or rather a Four Musketeers movie, but it focuses largely around D'Artagnan's daughter. And all of the Musketeers are now old and tired, but they end up going on one last adventure, which is an absolute comedy of errors. It is absolutely hilarious storyline. And Sophie Marceau is gorgeous, so how are you going to go wrong? Morton Will. Have you ever tried your hand at Shadowrun, SLA, or similar cyberpunk? None of those specifically. I did get involved in I would argue it was a cyberpunk campaign, but it was done using just GURPS. So, because you can use GURPS for absolutely anything. And I don't remember most of it. It ended up being pretty much just a one-shot. But my character, I played a 40k Space Marine, but we weren't playing in 40k. Everyone else knew that they weren't in 40k. My character didn't realize that. One of his flaws was he was delusional. He believed he was a 40k Space Marine. And he had the hardware to back it up. He had the mech suit and the big guns. But he was a little bit crazy. But if you tried to tell him that there was no God Emperor, well, that was heresy, and you would end up splattered on the wall. So the rest of the party kind of figured this out, and they would go, inform my character, that one's a heretic! I heard him say the God Emperor is false! And then I'd murder them. It was an interesting campaign. Finally, Dustin Bergen has a couple of questions. 1. True or false? If somebody were to visit the makerspace, they would see or hear a train. Lies. If someone were to drive past an airport, they would probably see a plane. More lies. If a person were to walk past a construction site, they're likely to see a crane. How would there even... How very dare you, sir? True. Definitely. True. Yes, yes. 2. If you take the circumference of a Sprecher root beer bottle and divide by the surface area of Tyr, will it guarantee that rain will fall and make a very damp on range day? I have no idea how you'd even begin to measure the surface area of Tyr. But it's generally damp on range day. I live in the Pacific Northwest. It's a rainforest, though it's been a very dry summer, which is alarming. Hopefully the rain comes. I need to get the roof sealed first, though. Still haven't done that. Stupid plague. And finally, serious question. Is Judd the Aussie Nerf cowboy fun to hang out with? Pah! I wouldn't cross the street to hang out with that knock-kneed, mustachioed Australian pinnock. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world. Yes, he is awesome. Ha-ha! Ah! You're further away than usual because it's the only way I could get this ridiculous package in frame. We are now going to get to... We will get to this package. This package will be the end. We will go with the smaller ones. First, let's take a look at this ridiculous loot. Boodle abounds. Ah! Right. Now for the loot. We have... Well, it's kind of a letter, but it's very... It has elements of package about it. I have a suspicion. This comes to me from Boomstick, who is awesome. Boomstick mods. He's got stickers on it. I gotta get stickers. I got such an easy... Oh, there's some... Oh, is that what I think it is? It's a dollar barrel with a question on it. Do you know the muffin? Begone, spider. Do you know the Muffin Man? We've never met. No. No. There's all sorts of stuff in there. What do we got here? Dear Captain Xavier, I have sent some swag for you, Luchathor Brett, and the Curator. Hope this swag... enjoy the swag and keep being you. Well, who else would I be? Boomstick. What? This is... What? Is this... What's going on here? It's a piece of paper. Blank piece of paper. I'm confused. The code... Oh, good lord. Spare the dead, slay the living! I love that. The zombie's got a Titan rocket. Big A, use HPA. More crab stickers and Boomstick mod stickers. Sweet! I shall distribute the swag when any of those fellows come to the makerspace. I'm sure they will appreciate it. I've got to get me some stickers. Very cool. Wait, there's more. Aha! There's one more of those. Those 4 each. Lovely. Is that it? Is that all? It would appear to be. I shall put this with the other dollar questions. For anyone who's wondering about this, somebody asked me, how do you get your question on the Q&A? Well, the real answer is you put it in the, you ask your question as a comment in the previous Q&A. That's where I draw the questions from. But I told the person snarkily, no, you write it on a crisp $1 bill and mail it to me. And now, of course, people mail me $1 bills with questions on them, and it's hilarious, and I love it. All right, let's take a look at this little one from a, I don't know who that is. It looks like JR. There better be a note explaining this. Nope. There's a note! On parchment. Good Lord. Greetings, good Captain. I truly hope this finds you in the best of health and spirit. It does. I'm having a great day. Please enclosed my revisions of Talon Mag Carrier. Oh, okay. As well as 3 Talon end pulls. You will see that the attachment is modular, configured for vertical molly. It can be reversed or rotated so that the hinge points in it are at the 90-degree position. You may also choose to use the smaller clips to thread with. I have found that the larger end is easier to pull through. If you desire any other mount, BladeTech.com has various mounts for belt in the accessories. The whole spacing fits them very well. Enjoy in good health. By my hand, this 23rd day of August 2020, the year of the COVID. Sir George Armstrong, I believe. That is fantastic. I wish my cursor was that pretty. What do we... Oh, look at this! Oh, that is so pretty. Look at those! Look at those! They clip into place. They're molly and they just clip into place. It's got my logo. It's one of the cool things about having such an easy and recognizable logo is people can put it on anything. And mag caps, also with my logo. Sir, you have gone too far. That is fantastic. Man down. The logo on the bottom, I don't know what it is, but it's cool. That is entirely too cool. Where do I have a Talon mag lying around? Apparently not. One moment. It locks into place using the natural indents. That is just slick as can be. I'm going to have to get some more of these ones. Oh! That clip as it locks into place is so very satisfying. Oh, that is fabulous. Okay, yeah, and I see, yeah, you could, it's designed so that you could rotate it so that they went that way. I don't know if you could put them at a 45. I don't think the whole spacing is correct for that, but definitely correct to, if you wanted it sideways for whatever reason on your back, perhaps. But then you could also have it that way on a thigh rig or your chest rig. That is so cool. And my logo's in it is extra awesome. I may have to, definitely need more magazines, and I may have to reach out to you to get a second one so I can do a half mag load out, since those are becoming more and more prevalent even in my arsenal. You are awesome, sir, and I appreciate everything. All right, let's take a look at one of these. It's a note, kind of. Happiness and Gummies from Tristan. Happiness and Gummies. Dubious. Dubious. What the? What? City constructors. That's weird. Tiny little eggs full of tiny little Lego tractors and things. Oh, that is going to be fun. fun to build. That will be a fantastic episode on my LEGO channel. That's going to be great. Thank you so much, Tristan. Does that mean this could be gummies then? That would explain a thing or two about the density of it. Ugh. Remember? Gummies! What the? Oof, oh plat. Fried egg gummies. That is some, that's dubious. They're also French. Oof. Oof so plat. Oof so plat. What do we got here? What? What's, what? What? There! I have no idea what's going on here. I think they're just things that you would throw at people. They're creepy, squishy eggs. Squish. I don't think you're supposed to eat them. They don't look edible, but they look hilarious. I dig it. Wacky fun. Was there a note in that bag? I did not see a note. I have lost the package. I flung the package. Those look delicious, if weird. Alright, we have another one. I could probably open this one in the LEGO room because, but I'm not in the LEGO room, so we're opening it here. How dare you! Stuff falling off the table. Aha! I'm it! What? A LEGO figure with scissors. Hello, Captain! Confession is good for the soul. I have pushed a serious, potentially heavy problem on you. While I was wrapping some stuff for you, I was ambushed by a bunch of minis armed with bananas and wrenches? It's weird. There's a wrench. It became one of those moments when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I couldn't give in to their demands, and they wouldn't put down their wrenches. The bananas didn't faze me one bit. I managed to lull them into a false sense of security and trap them in the box. I fear they may try to get at your gifts, but there was no way I was opening the box again. I managed to slip this letter into the box before I sealed it shut. I heard voices. Be careful. Train! He actually is right. I think. No? That may be a lawnmower. There's a lot of weird noises in this town. Thank you for replying to my questions. You have given me a lot to think about. As always, I hope this box arrives intact and it cheers you up. Have yourself an awesome day. Longtime fan, 6-time letter/box. Daniel Dillman, native Wisconsinite, Halo fan, Sprecher, root beer drinker, etc. Watch out, there is a mini walking around with some sharp scissors. I lost sight of him. That is fantastic. He's got such an... It was a train! He's got scissors. I don't know that I had Lego scissors. I have a use for them. I want to put a tailor in my Lego village. Ah! What was that? There is a Lego cowboy robot with a grappling hook. Here, Evos. Aha! No. Let go. Aha! And a wrench. There's just nothing but silliness in this box. Let's go with the little stuff first. Okay, we got a little thing. Sounds like happiness. If I can get into it without damaging anything. More vintage castle. Where are you getting this stuff? Oh, that is fantastic. It's a catapult. I need to get caught up on all the vintage sets he sent me. Oh, we got We've got a battle droid with a wrench. Helmets. A massive bag of weapons. Spears, blasters. Good thing those minifigs didn't get a hold of this bag. There'd been no stopping them. Torsos. This man's lost his wrench. Bananas. See the guys with bananas down there. The tiny figures. Random stuff. Leaves, skulls, bandanas, flags, some short legs, and a Slytherin shield. Walkie-talkies. Hats. Random hats. Man's got a banana. Cannot be trusted. Never trust a man wielding a banana in a threatening manner. Oh. I think this is one of the very, very few original Space Police sets I didn't have. I don't think I had this one. And the reason I couldn't build it was I didn't have these panels. Oh, that is too cool! This might be the last of... There might be another one, but there were not many old Space Police I didn't have. That one may be getting built tomorrow, or rather, yesterday. You don't know what time it is. Heads! A whole bag of heads. Yeah, that's not creepy or anything. It's gems and stuff. That is cool. Aha! Another grappling hook. That's an ATST pilot, I believe. Some suave-looking fellow with glasses. Bananas! Wrenches! Droids! Clone troopers. Okay, some of you may have noticed there is indeed an original Raven in here. Oh, there's some. Come on! There's a clone trooper in it. Sounds like the sort of place you'd find one of them. Very nice. I never have too many Ravens. More of a broken battle droid. Another random dude. What do we got? What do we got? Oh! Another little package. Banana! Feet! We're on to the big one with this guy who is now all tangled up. Losing his wrench. Pull yourself together. Ma'am. Ma'am, apparently. That is definitely not Lego. It is Lego. What is wrong with your arm? Your arm is not Lego. That's weird. You're weird, ma'am, madam. Down with the wrench! The most generic of boxes to ever box a home. It's full of Lego. Motorcycles. Motorcycles and bicycles. Cups. 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 Binoculars. A bag of binoculars. Hair. Nice. Including beards. Beards. Can never have too many beards. There's definitely some hair here that I don't think I had before. Very cool. Is that Beatles hair? Ooh. Minecraft parts. Ooh, shoulder stuff, like armor and the stuff that gives the Chima people wings and body armor and... Yeah, nice. And finally, animals. Fish, tiny dinosaurs, snakes, birds, and a golden T-Rex statue. Oh, and a baby dragon. Sweet! Okay, that was just a ridiculous haul of Lego, sir. Aha! I got the perfect tiny box for them all. That is going to the Lego room because it is magnificent. And there shall be a video of sorting through it all because that's just fun. You, sir, spoil me. I look forward to building these two sets in particular because those will be going on my vintage collection. Very, very cool. And yeah, the questions you asked, very good questions. And I don't think I mentioned in there that my answers were obviously my opinions and based on my experience, and by no means am I claiming to be right or the definitive answer for questions of that nature, because those were very deep and meaningful philosophical questions. Alright, now for the last one. This ridiculous thing. This box is genuinely so large, I believe Brett might actually be able to fit in it. And I've gotten large packages before, but this one came from Germany. And I'm fairly certain you could buy a car in Germany for the cost of this thing must have been to ship. And it's huge, and this side open pre-camera. This may not get filmed. Well, that makes a whole lot more sense. It is a package containing other packages, 2 of which are for me, and the others are being shipped on to other people. It was easier for him to ship them in one big package to me, and then for me to forward them. And 3 of them are local, so I'll just be able to drop them off, and then the other 2 I will forward on, and they shouldn't be too much trouble. I'll just need to contact those people and get their addresses, because I don't know them. All right. Right, Captain X, Captain Xavier. But more important, Chaylo Laurino. Briberies. Briberies. What has this man sent to me? He has sent me a note. Hi there, Cap. Domachevsky here. What you are about to pull out of this package is Nerf-related thing I made. Since I know you like surprises, I'm going to wait for the explanation until page 2. So, get into the package, man! Loot! Aha! Well, whatever it is, it involves an enormous 3D printed belt. Holy cow. I believe this madman has in fact designed this appears to be something that takes a belt and feeds it into a magazine. That is amazing. I assume this is some sort of a sensor that detects when it's been fired and needs to feed the next round. Okay, let's let's read this. Okay, that is just the stupidest, coolest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, I will be doing a video on that probably this weekend. This deserves to be a crew-fed, crew-operated build. That would be kind of the big issue. I mean, you'd need. This is very, very long and isn't disintegrating, which would make for a somewhat cumbersome to carry it around unless you have a proper ammo can, which is what I'll need to get. I'll have to ask Sergeant Deplorable to bring one because he's coming over this weekend. That is stupid cool. Yeah. All right. Briberies, he says. Briberies. I am easily bribed. German candy! Sweet! Browse broken. I have no idea what that is. Or what that is. I'm not going to have it. Ooh, cookie dough lemon cake. That I can work out what that's all about. Hanuta Minis. Oh, more cookie dough chocolate chip. Oh, the best. Halloran Krugel. I have no idea. Not a clue. Those look magnificent. What do we got here? Mandatory dart. I don't think I've ever seen that particular dart before. Anyone? Green with a black tip? What is that from? Most excellent. Well, that is far less insane than I had feared, and at the same time, so much cooler than I had ever imagined. Yeah. I really wish Ire was currently assembled. I may have to assemble Ire just so that I can fire this out of her. But I've got some other stuff that I will definitely try it in as well. That is going to be way too much fun. That is entirely too cool. You people spoil me. I will get these to the other people. Like I said, 3 of them are local, so they shouldn't be too hard to get to. The other 2, I just need to get their addresses, so I will reach out to them and get their mailing addresses, because that is stupid cool. Alright. People are wonderful. You spoil me. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.